Yo, what's going on, Nana? How you doing, bro?
Hey man, what's that, man? Well, good, man. Well, get up in the hood, man. I was shaking, skating, thing. Yeah, that's how it is. Real good.
No, it's so nice to see you, bro. I don't know if I told you. I think I did. I think I told you. I've put up like a few like things on social media, yeah, on like Instagram, like being like, oh, who
Mhm.
should I have on my podcast and stuff like that, and like I've had so many requests for you, so I'm very happy that you asked me to do it. Did we have that conversation? Did I tell you that?
Actually, I actually mentioned this to you. Was it on when did we see each other before? Was it Fixate or beforehand? No, Harrow. That's it.
Yeah.
It was Harrow. I spoke to you and I said, and I thought to myself, word of mouth has it that um, my name has been popped up to do a podcast with you.
100%.
I'm thinking, really? Oh, snap. I've known. I've known. Honestly, I haven't really done much. I'm just,
Yeah.
you know me, I'm just having fun here in my element, just
Hmm.
doing my thing, just in my, I mean, just that's it really.
Yeah.
And the fact that I've been, my name's been popped up to be doing all these things with, in skate groups such as skating and everything else,
Yeah.
even watch my wheels and other stuff. It's really good. It's cool. Even the NC as well. Even Kai mentioned my name with regards to the NC, and it's really I'm really thankful. I'm really thankful for that.
Yeah.
Because honestly, like I say to myself, I'm like a hidden gem. I'm not really known um on social media like that even with Instagram because obviously for myself I don't have an Instagram even though for some crazy reason, I've now become some sort of a trend. You may have seen a hashtag called Get Nan on Insta.
Yeah. Well,
We have
bro,
fun, man.
do you know what the thing is? Like, it comes from such a nice, genuine place. You know, like I can speak on the behalf of everybody. You just have this great energy about you, and you're so easy to be around. And when people like, I mean, it's always a nice thing if everybody wants to see you. You know what I mean? And
Yeah.
in your case, everybody wants to see you. Like, everyone wants you to be around. Everyone wants you to be involved in like link ups and meetups and skates and all that stuff. Like, because you're just such a nice person, and you
Thank
should
you.
take that as a big compliment, bro.
No, it's a massive compliment. It's just I'm just so thankful, even like just being around people like you, just everyone in general. They're very, very welcoming and it's like I feel like I don't really have much of a part to play when it comes to skating. I'm just there in terms of just having fun,
Mm.
just being around good people, good authentic people, being a genuine, fun, loving atmosphere,
Yeah.
and that's what makes it more unique, and it just brings, like a more unique flow. Shout out to Amy. More of a unique flow
I like that. I
to
like that. That was cool.
more of a, more of a just a unique flow of
Yeah.
how things go in the skate world, and um, it's just really really nice to know that it's. I mean, I'm getting like this kind of comments from people. I mean, I for one don't really take it on board as myself because obviously I don't really see much on social media, and um, I for one feel like I don't really need to hear myself a lot on social media, but um, it's just I'm just having like lots and lots of fun and just
Yeah.
meeting new people,
Yeah.
making sure they're in a comfortable space, just telling them, the ins and outs of skating, even though I'm still learning um, more things every single time I'm skating, more moves, this and that. Just giving them just some safe advice and some safe, friendly advice just to let them know that you're in a wonderful space. There's a lot more to learn. They're very very great people.
Mm-hmm.
There's no limit to what you can do in skating,
100%.
and there's no rush. There's practically no rush.
Mm-hmm.
Even for me, I started at Fixate, and it was the fact that I remember it was yeah. I think I mentioned this to you, Loretta. She brought me into skating. as we both come from an athletics background. And I was like, wow, Loretta, how do you go through a hard session such as 6 by 250 meters and then go and skate on the same day?
Yeah.
And I said to myself, you know what?
So,
Is
but
she
just
doing it?
people who don't understand how running and athletics work, do you want to explain what Loretta does?
Oh yeah. So Loretta and I go way back. We're training partners. We run for a club in Barnet, Shaftesbury Barnet Harriers, and like we've been training together for so long. And there was a time where I haven't seen her for ages, and then she came back. She then trained with me for a bit, and she then mentioned that she's been going to the roller skating. And I'm thinking, wow, that sounds cool. But it's like at the same time, pardon me. At the same time, it's impressive that you can train hard and roller skate. I said to myself, I can do that, but damn, that's gonna take a lot out of me.
Yeah.
So it was one night in I think Nando's. We were having I think it was like a athletics club dinner with one of her coaches, and she mentioned that she was going to roller skate the next day because we met up on a Monday, and roller skating at Fixate is always on a Tuesday, and we thought we thought to myself, I said to myself, you know what, Laura, let's do this. I'd love to come to roller skate. And then it's like, cool, we'll see then. And like when I first came to Fixate, I was just in awe of what I saw. It was captivating.
Yeah.
It was captivating. Everyone just doing their own thing in such a unique way.
With a unique flow.
Yeah, you try. Nice. Yes.
Yeah.
This could be the main theme of the podcast, the main theme of this podcast, unique flow. Her name is not even here.
You. And like obviously when we went there was so much skate things going on, and everyone was just around like, watching my wheels, and that's how I get down.
Yeah, I saw that. Love it. It was just great. It was so captivating. So I said to myself, in an athletics mindset, like, I'd like to push myself. I want to do more of this. So that was so Loretta. I think beforehand I also met. Loretta and Dom Diego were the only two people I know because I'd met. I think Dom briefly came to Copter with Loretta, and I just briefly spoke to him. And I thought to myself, oh, there's Dom. He comes here as well. So obviously they were the two I'd known. I hadn't spoken. I just met him, so I hadn't really spoken to him as much.
Right.
But so I went to the bar. Got my foot on my skates. Loretta was with me.
I remember you used to have, what was it, Rios? Is that you used to have?
Rios, but obviously before Rios, I was a high skater. I was a high skate for, I think, for 4 months.
It wasn't very long.
Because it wasn't very long. It was I came there in June 6th.
Right.
And it was Halloween. It was the Halloween skate. I finally had my own skates,
right?
And that was a game changer.
So, do you remember like what they look like? Could you describe them?
What, the high skates?
No, your skates, your first pairs.
Rio Mayhem. So
with the checkered flags.
With the checkered flags, yeah, the checkered flags. Even someone in Fixate yesterday had worn them as well. So. I still see people wear these skates. Even Troy, Frankie's friend, he still wears Rio. He still wears Rio Mayhems, and like they are very, very comfortable skates. Very comfortable skates. I for one got the best out of them for 3 years.
Yeah.
Up until August 2020 in the gym, where
first of all, just before you say that, who was the one who was telling you it's time to get new skates, please?
It was you. It was you.
That's all I'm gonna say.
It was you. Right? It was you.
I was like, Nana, it's time. Did I not? You say that to you every week.
I think I'm not every week. Well, it was okay. Up until then, it was at that point where I was with Hannes and Hebrew. We were just having jokes in front of, I think, Hannes's camera or Hebrew's camera.
Right.
And it was one T stop too far.
And then what happened, bro?
Eventually ripped the whole boot from the plate.
The bigger question is, who predicted that?
You did. To be honest, quite a
It's
lot of people
almost like
did,
I know
but
what I'm
mainly
doing,
you.
Nana. It's almost like I know what I'm doing.
Man, your head like a crystal ball. That afro everything. just predicting what was coming. I mean, it was the fact. I think at that point that year, particularly with utilizing the outside space,
Yeah.
and especially with COVID, I think at that point I was just trying to. I think I just unlocked a lot more stuff and became a lot more aggressive with the way I skate.
And more
So
confident as
eventually,
well.
I'm more confident too.
Yeah.
So at that point, upon pushing myself, like you said, my skates were eventually going to give way. And and eventually when that happened, I'm thinking, oh my Lord, this has actually happened. And looking upon the information of when I first bought my Rio rollers,
Yeah.
you were saying that like they were cheap skates or beginner skates. I never really saw it as that. All I did was I go to Wembley almost every Tuesday, straight after athletics.
Yeah.
Yes, like after a hard session, it could be 6 300s or 80 120 80 3 sets or 4 sets or 4 6
Hold on,
4 sets or 4 by 60.
Nana, you have to explain that for people who don't know what that means.
Sorry, 4 sets or 460s is basically 4 sets of 60 meters, 4 times in each set. So basically, not in layman's terms, I'm doing 60 meters 16 times.
Yeah.
16 times.
Do you get to skate?
So, and then afterwards, I recover for a good hour or so, and then drive straight to Wembley.
Yeah.
And skate to my heart's content and still go in.
That's mad.
And still go in.
That's mad.
So eventually at that point, when you told me that these were cheap skates, I said to myself, I mean, ideally, yeah, because all I wanted to do was just buy a good, comfortable, strong pair of skates and just skate every Tuesday.
Yeah.
At Wembley. And upon that, I wasn't really familiar with any other venues apart from Wembley. And then people mentioned Harrow. So I'm thinking, oh, okay, Harrow. I'm thinking I wasn't really sure of what the crowd's going to be like. And then that one night when I first came, I'm thinking to myself, wow, everyone from Wembley's here.
Yeah.
It is so massive. And mind you, I mean, for those who haven't experienced Harrow before COVID, we were in Byron Hall. And everyone goes to Byron Hall for the space.
Well, I think that there's a very interesting and unique contrast between both Fixate's venue and Harrow's or Skate City London's venue. It's nice to have a lot of space. But I think I personally think that it's a lot more kind of reaching out to like a more maybe mainstream audience. Do you know what I mean? Like an audience that is like, just kind of like people who don't really skate kind of come to Harrow, right? Like people who maybe only skate on Harrow days. But I think people who intend on really taking skating up as like a passion or like a very intense hobby, come to Harrow because Harrow is not Harrow. Come to Fixate because I would say that because obviously Fixate is a smaller hall and it's a lot more intimate. It really forces you to bring out your best, if that makes sense.
Definitely. Definitely.
And again, like I mean, even if we look at like the trajectory that you've been on since you started, like you look at how good or how quickly it took you to get good because you was in this tight space,
Yes.
like weaving and moving around and moving in between people and stuff like that's all very important and we all need that,
Definitely.
Whereas like in Harrow, it's important, but it's not as important because you have so much space.
Big space, especially for those who, Byron Hall is massive, bigger than the Leicester Centre. It is massive.
Yeah, it's huge.
Like,
it's huge. It's huge. I mean, what's their capacity? It must be like 200 people.
Ooh, way more. It could be way more. I've never. You know what? Even, I mean, before I'm not sure what it's been like at its peak because if Byron Hall was still open at this time with the skate boom, there could be at least what 350, 400 at most.
Possibly. Their hall is massive. They have a big hall.
Their hall is massive, and upon that, it's just the best element of getting your foundations in terms of going to other venues is definitely Fixate, because I feel like that's where it truly caters
One second,
to
bro. I think your
skating.
internet kind of cut out a little
Like
bit.
so much, you know? All good?
Yeah, I think your internet kind of cut out a bit. Hold on. All right. Yeah, you're back. Yeah, go on.
All right, cool. Yeah, so yeah, Fixate is, I feel like, even though it's my favorite place, it's one of the true places, true venues that really caters to skating, because um, everyone there is so helpful. That's where a lot of people start out. It's not too big of a space where it's like where you feel like, oh, um, you sort of stumble or you do something and everyone sees you fall over, but we just keep it moving. Um, it's like there's still some support in the sense that, like,
Yeah.
if you're skating, you can just hold onto the near wall right by the toilets or so. Whereas Harrow, it's just so massive. Like,
Hmm.
it wouldn't be ideal for a beginner. Like, the fact that the railings are so far
Yeah.
to one side.
I
Like,
mean,
it is
bruv, you
just
know what?
so far. I can even
If I'm being totally honest, I think Harrow is like, maybe, like I said again, like the more mainstream place. Like I think Harrow is a place where you kind of, if you're not, if you want to have a good night, you go to, or
fixate.
not like a, have a good night there and you don't have a good night there, but like if you want to just have a like a night out, once in a
Mm.
while, you go to Harrow. But I
Yes.
think if you want to have a great night every single Tuesday, and you want to really deep dive into skating and really take your skating seriously, I think the best
Mm.
place to go is Fixate. Like you always see, like even when we went Tuesday gone, obviously, that
Mm.
doesn't mean anything if someone's watching this in 2-3 weeks, right? But
Yeah.
even when we went, I mean, we'll be there anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But even when we went Tuesday gone, like you always see people on the side, like drilling stuff.
Mm.
There's this big community of people who are in the middle, taking over the middle, and Daniel's always there, and Ebony's always in there, and there's some new
Yeah.
faces in there now,
Nadia as well.
who are taking over the middle and working on footwork and things like that, and like skill sharing and swapping skills, and doing 1v1s and things like that. There's this big community of like hardcore skaters who use Tuesday as their heavy skate day.
No, definitely,
Whereas when you go to
definitely.
Harrow, I think because it's so spacious, and you get a lot of kind of like beginners there, which
Mm-hmm.
is great. It's great that everyone is catered for.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I think that's great. But I was really like, it's nice to hear, especially you starting in Fixate, which is arguably the place where you kind of was born as a skater, right?
Yes, no, yeah,
Yeah.
no doubt about it.
So
It's
you went.
just,
So you started. Sorry, you started at Fixate in, what was it,
yeah,
2016,
no, 2017. It was June
2017?
27th, June
Um,
2017. Yeah.
and when did so let's fast forward to lockdown.
Mm-hmm.
So lockdown happened. What
Yep.
happened?
Ooh, man. Um, I think I spoke to I think Ryan also does athletics too.
Yes.
Yeah, I brought him in I think November 2019, because it was after our friend's birthday. I told him about Fixate as well, so he liked what he saw and he really enjoyed himself. So he always came every Tuesday as much as he can. Um, it was the fact that, wow, I think we were just talking about it, and then so many places were shutting down or closing. Not say shutting down, but closing off due to COVID spreading and everything. Everyone's trying to um, keep themselves safe, raise precautions, and yeah, it was the fact that Fixate got affected as well. I mean, with it, roller skating being a sport and everything, with it being one of those places affected, I'm thinking to myself, oh crap, no skating.
Yeah.
Um, wow, this is gonna be something. I mean, Tuesday's gonna feel so empty. And eventually, obviously, it was the fact that You wouldn't want to go out. I mean, at that point when COVID was really, really hitting, you kind of see, like, there was so many ways to catch COVID. Like if you were in a closed space or if you touched a surface, like everyone was just applying hand sanitizer at every given stage.
True.
So in terms of skating,
but you know what the unwritten
yeah,
rule is, right? The rule is skaters gonna skate.
skaters don't skate.
So
Skaters
I
yeah.
believe that it was Watch My Wheels that started doing stuff at the dojo, right? Watch My Wheels that started doing stuff at the dojo, and then because I was like, you know,
You did a car park thing as well, 2019 October.
right. But that's what I'm saying. I think it was Watch My Wheels that started doing stuff at the dojo, and then I was like, yo, we could do something in Tottenham, like for people who are closer to Tottenham, right? And that's when me and you started to do the gym.
Yes.
So you talk about
the gym. Oh, the gym. Oh, good times. Good freaking times at the gym. Hey, it was one of the main places where you can actually skate, unlock moves left, right, and center, upside down, upside up, right side up, and still gain, like, just become and be still like become like a stronger, more agile skater too. 100%. Like you progress a lot further than you first started. Like within, I think I remember, what was it? I think it was just after, like, I think it was just before tier 3 or tier 4. One of the skaters that I spoke to on Facebook, Hazel, and her daughter, she wanted to try and learn how to stop, or not even stop, like just to skate more in an agile, free way. And I was saying to her that whenever you start skating, or if you're in a safe space such as the gym, you'll progress a lot further than you just first started within 1 hour. So you can do one thing, whether it be like turning left or turning right. Next thing you know, you'll be turning left, weaving in, skating faster, lifting your leg up, just simple, basic things. And you become a lot more stronger, faster, more agile than you were 1 hour ago. And you can just pick up upon that, and you can do so many things.
Yeah.
And with the gym in, I think you sort of revamped it after October, because you used to do a Saturday every Saturday. I used to do every Saturday from October. So I remember I came to October. November was when we had a big turnout, because we took a massive pic. We took a picture of all of us in White Hart Lane Station, the Grand Station.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I think, I'm not sure if we did one did you do one in December? I'm not sure December. I think I missed December's one. January,
hold on,
yes.
1 second, sorry.
That was me thinking that you faded to black. Like we have to unlock a character.
Sorry, bro.
That's cool.
So basically, I've got my light and all that stuff plugged into my speaker.
Okay.
Yeah, but I didn't put my speaker on charge, so it just died.
I thought we were going into secret character mode, unlock a secret stater.
Yeah, for real.
That's what I was thinking.
Like,
so
you
got
to do a ladder.
Yeah, the ladder, freaking fighting, and then the fight, like freaking fight Shao Kahn on skates.
Yeah, for real.
No, forget that, man. You see Kintaro do a dip with all 4 of his arms, like like, and forget that. But or even Shang Tsung on skates.
Is that what we're doing now, bruv? Just naming like Mortal Kombat characters on skates.
Shang Tsung could be anybody. For all we know, he could walk up with the Scorpion and say, "Get over here, stick with me."
For all we know, he could be anyone, bro. We could be living amongst Shang Tsung, bro.
I don't say that, man. Don't say that. My soul will be taken, man. My soul will be on hostage. You can't say them. You can't see them things. Can't say them things.
Right. So we were talking about the monthly gym gym days?
Yes. So it was in January 2020. That was a big milestone. I say that because upon that year, I think it was a few Saturdays before, no, a few Tuesdays before we met up in January at the gym in Fixate. It was that year, it was that month where everybody was hounding on me to take my stoppers off.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
even and then Zeph had his tool as well. So it was at that gym session as well. Even Ardit got involved and said, like, no man, got to get stoppers off. So you guys crowded around me. Zeph had his tool, removed one stopper, threw it away, removed our stopper, threw it away. Well, he gave it back to me.
yeah,
And it just felt like, it felt lighter. I felt a lot lighter, but I just felt like, wow, okay, I can't remember. I can't use my stoppers now anymore. I
yeah.
can't, if I was skating backwards, I can't use the stoppers for leverage.
Did you fall down a lot?
No, actually, it was just the fact that I was like, I've got to like gain my bearings more,
Right.
in a sense that, okay, there's no stoppers there. I've got to make sure I got to apply a more safer and effective way to stop or slow down.
Yeah.
I already knew how to plow stop, but at the same time, I'm thinking, okay, crap, if I'm going backwards, I can't really put one of my foot down and apply a stopper for braking effect.
Right.
So this is gonna feel weird. This is gonna feel so weird.
Yeah.
And there were even times on your Insta where we were just going on a little skate around Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and I think there were a few moments where we were just I was just skating. I was like, this feels weird. This is so weird.
Without the stoppers. It's funny, isn't it?
Without the stoppers.
Because you tend not to really use them, I guess, isn't it? Like, I mean, no one really, really uses their stoppers a lot.
No.
But they're kind of like a safety. Like for some people, it's just like peace of mind, isn't it? To have like
Yeah.
stoppers at the front, just to know that you have them there, but you don't really need them.
No.
I would recommend having stoppers if you were like doing what Baz does and like, is in the bowls and stuff like that. Yeah, if you're doing that, but yeah, I wouldn't recommend stoppers just generally. But I mean, you could do what you want. But I mean, just for me, and it like that's how I was kind of,
I mean, I got the best out of my stoppers, especially when it came to recovery. So every time I was about to fall over, I just sort of like do like a kneel down superhero pose, and then just start spinning around or just jumping about, if anything, and then use them for leverage. So at that point, I did use the stoppers for something. So whenever I was jamming in the middle with Aisha or Carl or Terry at Fixate, I just got the best out of them in terms of just keeping my balance, unlocking more moves, just creating a variation upon variation, and having just a more a different style of to the way I jam as well. And it really, really did help. Right. And at some point, there was even times where, as we were just going around the rink as normal, there are times where I just do a T-stop, get on my knee, and then just jump, but while spinning as well, while jumping and while spinning in the middle. And then we just keep it moving as well. So I did get the best out of my stoppers. Yeah. And unfortunately, people saw that, but obviously they didn't really. I couldn't really tell the tale because obviously COVID happened. People were skating, but not as much as you see skaters now. That I mean, people can really do things with their stoppers, but it's just the fact that you just go be in your element and just have fun with it, like regardless of what anyone says. Just like people, I've seen skaters that can really do good things with their stoppers, like regardless. Even I was at I think it was in December when I was at a dojo before COVID. I think it was a PJ skate with Dre and the rest. I think we just brought I think I remember Dre had his Pikachu onesie. Caitlin had a Toy Story onesie. I think someone else bought their Buzz Lightyear onesie and everything. I wore a Rove, and I think yeah, it was one thing. I was just jamming, having fun with everyone else, and I think was it Courtney or Dominic that complimented me that I was just doing some next move, and he was like, I was like, yo, you guys did all his stoppers. I used to do his stoppers. Are you sick? Are you sick? You do his stoppers. And I'm thinking, wow, I mean, it's just, I mean, even like with stoppers or without stoppers, it's like to myself, like you can pretty much do anything.
Yeah.
And there's no limit to what you can do, regardless of how people can like um see what something aids you, whether it be a stoppers or jam plugs or
Mhm.
none of them. You can pretty much do anything, and that's how I looked at it with skating. So upon that, I think was it we did. I'm not sure if we met up in the gym in February 2020 because I think it was.
I'm
I
bad
think
with
it just
dates, man.
started. I think no. I think it just started boiling up with Corona with COVID. So I don't think he did a gym. I don't think he did a. I'm not sure if he did a gym session that time. But upon that point, yeah, March it was quiet. Like we didn't do anything up until was it July?
Yeah.
But
And then we
before
started doing
but
Fridays,
before
isn't it?
yeah, and before that, it was just the fact that you know, I individually I thought, okay, it's time to try and utilize space outdoors. Mind you, I had no idea how to change my wheels. Everything was closed. So especially even skate shops. No idea about wheels. I thought, okay, the wheels I have, they can go on any terrain. Boy, was I wrong. Lord have mercy.
Yeah.
Oh my lord. It was pretty hard, but eventually I got used to it.
Yeah.
But at the same time, um, with all the um, skating experience that I've sort of gathered up, I knew for a fact that with roller skating blowing up, I already knew that I've already learned such a very, very rewarding hobby, like incredibly
Yeah.
rewarding. So it's
That's
just good to
that's
know that I
really
can go.
I think you have this very interesting mindset, especially like anyone who I can imagine anyone who's spoken to you like one on one in person, like you're very um like I say beginner friendly in a sense that not that you're a beginner because obviously you've been skating for years already, but
Yeah,
in a sense that you respect everyone, and you
yeah,
have this thing where you're like, yeah, wear your stoppers or don't wear your stoppers. Like it doesn't matter. Just kind of have fun. I mean, even you, like you're not a super technical skater, and I don't think you've ever claimed to be. You're not super
no,
technical. You're not like, you're not aspiring to be like Daniel or Carl, for instance, right? You're just kind of
mm,
like just trying to be the best you, and you're trying to have fun with this hobby that you've picked up um,
yeah,
since where was it? What did you say? 2016,
2017, 2017.
2017, right? And I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that. So anyway, so we were talking about the gym. For those of you who don't know, the gym was this thing that I started off in Nana, you know better than I do. When was it?
October 2019.
Okay, so it was October, right? 2019.
Yeah,
So this is just before lockdown started. And yeah, it was literally just this place that we had in North London, this car park that was underneath like a Sainsbury's, that we used to link up on. It was Saturdays before.
it was Saturday. It was monthly on Saturdays, and
Yeah,
then it was every single Friday.
right. And then we used to do like street skates, like laps around the stadium and things like that,
Yes,
right?
yes, that was a
It
Saturday
was
thing.
just
Yeah,
like a way for me to kind of see my friends and see my skaters and like make friends, right? It was just that. And then when it started to kind of blow up a little bit, me and Nana decided to kind of do it together. So, he has this Facebook group that he's a part of, and we'll go into that in a second. Where we were like kind of promoting it, and it was just a way for us to have fun and see all the people that we couldn't see due to lockdown. This was kind of venturing a lot more into like early days of lockdown and things like that. And yeah, like it was nice because I guess it was like I was saying to you the other day in the car, and I'm like, I've only realized within the last couple years, like I've known you for a long time now, but I've only
Yeah,
realized in the last couple of years that I've actually got to know you as a person. Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
And again,
yeah.
like you can't really get to know somebody in a rink, because there's
No,
music and there's lights flashing and people moving and all that stuff. But it's nice to kind of be outside in a rink-like space where there's like limitations and things like that, um, and you can actually have conversations and you can stop for a bit and talk, even though there's music. Like you can just kind of go to the other end, right? Um, and that was really interesting, like getting to know you and like getting to kind of like you've always been like a friend of mine, but like it's very interesting to have you as an actual friend where I know you as a person. You know what I mean?
yeah.
And I think it really changed the culture and the community, like with the whole car park spaces. Um, and you know, like it's this thing that everyone kind of does now. Like you know, it's free space, um, and we're all just kind of using it to congregate and not do anything negative, but just kind of use it as our space to skate and let off some steam and let off some skating time. You know?
No, definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
So
And
let's fast forward to gym closing.
oh man,
Let's fast forward to
this
that.
hurts.
Yeah.
This hurts, man. That you had to
Yeah.
go for to the this was the
Right
week
to the jugular,
where
bro. Right to the jugular vein.
this was the week
Right.
even prior to that was the week where even
So
the
hold
week
on.
before.
Hold on, wait. Okay. So as of this time, right?
Yeah,
It was kind of me and you doing it together, right? So we were kind of
yeah,
like co-promoting, and we were kind of like co-hosting, right?
yes.
That fair to say?
Yeah, that's it. So I mean, the thing is, I always see skate things as a trio.
Yeah,
You, Rihanna, and Mara.
yeah,
So at that point, I always do my best to help you support you guys. So in a way, I always saw myself as I wouldn't say part of skate things, but not really as the whole epicenter of skate things as much as
right,
you, Mara, and Reed,
right.
because I always said to myself, these are guys I know. I've skated with them. I've known them during the Fixate days.
Yes,
These are the news. These are the people I want to introduce them to, so that they are catered to, they're looked out for, and they could harbor a safe space for any new skater that's come into the scene.
right.
So
But also,
that's
also
what it went
obviously
for.
during lockdown, you know, like skatings became not the three of us; it just became me, right?
Mhm.
So, and obviously now it's just me, right, that does skatings.
Yeah.
So, but knowing that, we decided to do the gym together, right? Me and you, like kind of not as like a thing, just kind of like a way to just get people down so we could skate with people, right? That's what we decided to do, right?
Mhm.
Am I fair in saying that? Yeah. Okay. So
Yeah.
the very first day Sainsbury's had an issue with us, you weren't there.
Was this
The day, yeah, this
was
was
this
the
bef-
day.
was this before lockdown, or
This was that
was
day
this
when the
the
manager came downstairs and told us that we couldn't skate here. And
that was when
yeah, so
when it
that
started coming,
was
didn't it?
yeah, right. And you were on your way. You were on your way. You just
I was on
missed
my
it.
way. Yeah, I was
Right.
on my way.
So fast forward to um I mean after that, how long was we in the gym for after that? Couple
We
weeks?
were
Couple months?
we were months, because I think you sent me the first flyer on, because I think I even asked you um when we're gonna skate in the car park.
Right.
I think you
And the plan
sent
was to
me
skate
one.
outside until they closed, which was at 9 o'clock, and then skate in.
Yes,
Right.
yes, that was actually because I was with Andrea. That day. We were coming back from Bang Bang Oriental food
Nice.
restaurant, and I
Shout out
got
to
a call
Bang
from
Bang
Ryan
Oriental.
saying, "Oh, they do the best steamed pork buns."
Bang
um,
Bang Oriental. Shout out, shout out, shout
hey,
out.
here's a business. Here's a business. Oh,
Ladies and
I need some
gentlemen,
dumplings.
Bang Bang Oriental is endorsed by Nana.
No, it's not endorsed by me, boy.
It
It
is
is not
endorsed by
endorsed
you,
by
bro.
me.
You gave it a good review, so you're endorsing it.
I mean, they do some good dumplings and some,
Right,
some
right.
and tonight.
So if you're
But
looking for a
yeah,
Chinese, an Asian place, Asian food,
they do Chinese, Vietnamese, Korean, Malaysian, Indian, so many,
That's wicked. That's
massive food
cool.
hall.
Since when did we start doing
So yeah,
adverts? I don't remember just signing up to do adverts. Anyway, go on.
don't even know. Yeah, probably. I mean, it's probably Zoom Premium. Anyway,
Zoom Premium.
um,
Right. So
so yeah, so we were on our way to Tottenham, and I was saying to Andrea, um, obviously, because you're with me, this is the first time I can finally come to skating because I've been telling her so much about it,
right.
and because she lives in West London, so obviously it'd be a trek for her to come to Tottenham. So I said to myself, because you're with me, she knows Erica too, and Erica live in the same area, so therefore it's handy that she goes back home with her.
Mm-hmm.
So we're on our way to the gym, and I got a call from Ryan saying that Sainsbury's didn't allow you to skate. It was on that Friday. They didn't allow you to skate for some reason. Didn't know what the issue was, but then you're outside. I'm thinking to myself, okay, so where could they be? And then I think Ryan told me that you were at outside Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. And I'm thinking, okay, not too bad. So I think as I drove by, I'm thinking, oh, so there's no one in the gym. Then I think I just got to Worcester Avenue, just literally around the corner. I looked to my right, thinking to myself, oh, there's everyone.
Right.
So I'm thinking, what, is this a new spot now? And then, so we drove by, put my skates on, went to meet you guys. You explained the situation to me. And I'm thinking to myself, that's a shame. But then again, you had this idea that I think we're going to go back at, was it 9:30? 9:30, yes.
Yeah.
9:30, we go back into the gym and then just skate our heart's content, but we keep to one side.
Right.
So that we don't intervene with
the gym.
I think the shoppers or even the security at Sainsbury's. So we keep to one side.
Right.
The moment they shut the shutters, then we can skate our heart's content at 10 p.m.
Right.
At 10 p.m. we do whatever we did.
Correct.
And so that was the ongoing thing for what we did, and it worked. It worked. It was just
it did, and it was quite sustainable. For
very sustainable.
For a minute.
We gave that manager. I never met this manager. I never met this guy before.
Yeah,
anyway, we kept our bit to ourselves.
Yeah.
Sainsbury's kept a bit to themselves. That was it, and we just that was it. We just carried on.
Right.
Even the one, I still can't believe this. I still couldn't believe this happened. So it was on the first day when they initiated the rule of 6, and there was a massive turnout. I think
this was the government, right? The government issuing that rule.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay.
So yes. So yeah, it was on the day. It was a birthday edition. So we were celebrating Sophia's birthday, Deborah's birthday, and Trisha's birthday.
Damn, man, you remember so much, bro. My memory's terrible for that, for like dates and things like that.
I think you got all that memory stored in your afro, man.
I wish, bro. You know what? It's just dates. It's dates. I'm just terrible. But like names and faces and stuff like that, I'm pretty good with that stuff. But like dates, I'm terrible with that stuff. Yeah, really bad.
But yeah, so that day, I remember that day was the biggest turnout I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was huge.
Skatings have massive. And I remember to this very day, police came by and we were just skating to ourselves. Obviously, with the fears of coronavirus rising, after it was going down, I think it was around June or so.
Yes.
And then it slowly rose back up in August and then September.
Right.
I was thinking, oh crap, here we go again. And then I remember the police. I remember you went to the policeman. There was only one police car, and I think I'm not sure if I can remember the words, but I remember you telling me that we were more safe to skate in the gym than we were outside, because if we were outside, then it would be a problem. It would be a massive, massive problem. So I think police were okay with it. And mind you, it was a rule of 6 because obviously, even though we had our space to ourselves, I think everyone was just spaced. I think everyone was just spaced out either way. But there was a lot of us.
I remember, right? We would go and like have conversations with the police. Like it wasn't You know, it wasn't a hostile thing. It wasn't like there was too
No,
many of us and stuff. Like we would go and have conversations with them. We would talk to them. You know, we would like, you know, let them know what we're doing and let them know what we're trying to accomplish and things like that. Like right? We had good relationships with them, right?
no, definitely,
Right.
definitely.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, wow, like the police are leaving. They're not stopping us. Towards the they're not coming towards our bit where the speaker is.
Right.
I'm thinking to myself, wait, Amir's going to the police. I mean, okay, what's he gonna say? And the next minute, I think he said like, just keep yourselves in the rule of six. Um,
Yeah.
Either way, just have a good night and stay safe. And the
Yeah.
next minute they drove off, and then we just partied to like what 3:30 a.m. Think to myself, oh
Yeah.
my
When I
days,
tried to tell you not to
the
go
rule of
home.
six. Yeah, and think to myself, oh my days, we're actually like we're gonna party hard, like to the heart's content. And I remember like people were saying that that very night was reminiscent of Fixate
Yeah.
because it was just everything. It was just everything.
Well, bro, you see, this is the thing. Like when I thought about what I wanted the gym to be, um, back when it was a thing, like
Yeah.
I really emulated or I looked at how Fixate made me feel,
Mm-hmm.
and I remember like going there and you know like feeling welcome before I became a name in the community, right? Before I became Amzi, well in the community anyway, I've always been Amzi, but before
Yeah.
I became, you know, like someone who has like is like known like a little bit in the community, right? Like who's known well enough in the community. Um, I remember like feeling welcome, feeling like I can go and have conversations with people, feeling like I was allowed to be there and safe to be there, you know? Um,
Definitely.
and I don't know like how well you remember the conversations that we had, but I was always like, bro, like make sure when people come, you're greeting them, make sure when people, you
Mm-hmm.
know, are asking stuff, like, you know, you're being like attentive, you're looking at them when you talk to them. Remember like we would sit down and talk about things like over the phone and stuff like that, whatever. Or like after like we used to have like our own personal gym session after hours when everyone left, you know.
Yeah.
Um
And you knew, and whenever it was the end, you knew what song was coming
you
on.
already know, bro.
D'Angelo's Spanish joint.
You already know we play Spanish chart at the end of every night. You know this. Standard
That's how you know it's the
procedures.
end of skating.
Standard procedures,
And
bro.
then obviously the bonus track, player.
That's it. D'Angelo all night, my B.
Out date.
But yeah, bruv,
That's how
like
it was.
that was the thing, and like a lot of that was modeled after like seeing how Fixate was run, seeing how like Kai like introduced himself to everybody. He was always
Mm,
nice to everybody. He was always, you know, open and you know, like the rest of the staff and all the everyone in the crew, like no one ever made you feel like you weren't allowed to be there or, you know, that you weren't
oh
wanted
no,
in that space, you know?
no,
That
it's
really
great.
resonated with me when we were talking about opening up or just doing the gym sessions. Um,
Yeah,
yeah. So let's, I guess we fast forward to
that lot to that day, that very day. This
so okay, let's skim over the last night because we don't need to go back into it.
okay.
Effectively, what happened was go on.
Oh, that day. So yeah, I just arrived. This is how to
Just a
explain it.
brief wrap up. Just a brief wrap up.
All right. I think I just arrived. I came by. I just see people just standing. I just see people just standing still. I'm thinking, what's going on? This is weird.
Yeah, we were in a big circle.
I haven't. And then I mean, there was already a lot of us, and I remember because it was raining that day, and the thing is, one thing that came to mind was like to myself, I kind of regret asking Amir that we should meet up at 10 o'clock instead of like 7 o'clock in Sainsbury's, just in
Yeah.
case. But yeah, we came by. Old Bill was there, police van. They were talking to you. And
Yeah.
then he told me that the manager came by and just spouted aggressive nonsense that
Nonsense.
sort of
Absolute nonsense.
they just
But
sort of
again, right? It's their space and we're not supposed to be there, right? In doing
no,
what we're supposed to do. So it was nonsense in the fact that it was stupid, his arguments were dumb, but he doesn't owe us anything. So, you know.
no,
Anyway, go on.
no. It
Sorry.
was Yeah, it was just a shame that happened. And obviously, it wasn't what it was. I think it wasn't even 10 o'clock, but already there was at least
Yeah.
50 to 70 people arriving.
Yeah.
And obviously, with the way that the week before went so well. People were talking about it so much. Even Kai posted a video of that routine. I'm not sure it was Kai or Rihanna that posted the. I remember Kai wrote a status saying that I cannot wait to skate today in regards to the gym.
Yeah.
And he, I think it was either Val or Rihanna or someone who posted the video of the routine with Kai, Val, Rihanna, Jack, and Nadia
Right.
doing that. It's like that. She's added that kind of
Right.
that kind of thing. So I'm thinking to myself, we're gonna get a repeat of that tonight. We're gonna get a repeat of that tonight because I remember Rihanna told me to pull up that track at least 5 times.
Yeah.
5 times to get that on point, and it really worked. So I'm thinking, yeah, it was. Yeah, I think it was like, it wasn't even 10 o'clock, and already there's at least 70 people coming.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking to myself, the way news had taken over, news had spread with how successful that night was.
Mm-hmm.
We were going to get, you were going to get over 100 people, hands down. You were going to get over 100 people, and it was going to be a same successful night.
Yeah.
But upon that, because I spoke to you and you said that, you know, we might go in the car park at 10 p.m. thinking, and you said to yourself, no, we're not going back in the car park, because you said that obviously with regards to the rules and rule of six, I don't know why they claimed that as an event.
Yeah. And they were
You
offering me
being the sole organizer,
a $5,000 fine, a $10,000 fine.
a 10 grand fine,
Yeah.
and most likely a prison sentence.
Yeah.
Prison sentence.
Yeah.
Prison sentence. It's
That's
like,
what they were talking about.
it wasn't worth it.
Which is
It
crazy.
was not worth it.
Yeah,
and
bro.
Then,
yeah, go on. Sorry.
oh, and then obviously we just came to you, and obviously we just gave you so much support. We overwhelmingly gave our thanks to you for hosting such a, you know, a safe space, a wonderful Friday night, because people are looking forward to Friday nights. Each time I posted it on Facebook, like, people was like, yes, the gym Friday nights. And I always post highlights of what had happened, like the week before.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, I think it's like, you'd always see someone new. And I always say, this is the guy that always does these things. Even he's one of three. They're a trio. If you want, like, speak to this girl, her name's Rihanna. She is also part of skating. I'll speak to this guy, Mara. They're also part of skating. But if anything, if they're not there, then go to Mayor. He will make you feel right at home. And like, those are the events that I post on Facebook to give them highlights within the community, that this one goes on every Friday night, and you are guaranteed, absolutely guaranteed, to have fun and come out as a better skater than you first started.
Yeah.
And we were just overwhelmingly thankful. And at that point, I think, even though I'm on Insta, I remember we did an Instagram live, and you just, I think you tried to highlight the key points of what happened, because obviously it was a lot to take in. It was a lot to take in, especially what had happened. And I think you explained yourself. I didn't see it live, of course, but you sent me a long voice note just thanking me, just helping you out, right?
Yeah.
Just, you know, trying to do our best and everything. Like, pleasure working with each other.
Yeah.
And yeah, so obviously I think you were off the radar in terms of skating for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
And you just slowly weaved your way back into the gym, just slowly, not fully, but just slowly. And yeah, that was
bro.
That was
like,
very...
I had a dream. You know, I had a vision for what I wanted, and again, like, a lot of what I did, or like what I wanted to do with that whole, like, meet up and that whole kind of thing, it wasn't about getting the most numbers in. It wasn't ever about, like, you know, it wasn't ever about anything like that. It wasn't about social media. It wasn't about, you know, having the latest night and all that stuff. It wasn't about any of that stuff. It was literally a chance and a place that, you know, I wanted to build up. And I wanted to see people skating, and I wanted to integrate, like, you know, my favorite skaters, who are some of the best skaters in the UK, Obviously like Daniel and Kai and Carl and
Yeah.
Nadia, um, just to name a few. Like integrating those skaters with some of the newer skaters who had come in at the time, and this was just before the boom happened. This is just before like the big boom, and everyone, everyone kind of like really getting into skating happened, and what we did, I think, was quite special. And I still like get people stopping me on the street, bro. I still get people stopping me on the street. Like, it's not like people are sending me, I mean, I still get DMs about it, but I still get people stopping me in the street being like, yo, like I was on my way that night, you know
Mm.
I was on my way. And I think, like, your prediction of like, 100 or just over 100 people, I think it was close to 200 people, bro. Just like
Maybe more, maybe
the
more.
amount of people that have stopped me and told me that they appreciate what I did. And again, like, I didn't really do anything. I just was kind of like, hey, here's a spot, like, let's link up and do some skating. um
Exactly.
but I wanted
You had
everyone to
onlookers
feel. Say that again.
welcome and more. You had onlookers, even at Sainsbury's, you had
Yeah,
constant onlookers
yeah,
like wanting to join in. Even the very same onlookers that came by and walked past are the very same onlookers that now got skate to skate with you.
yeah.
And it was just such a heartwarming moment to see such a thing that you've done so much for the community that you've now marked a safe space for everyone to
Well,
skate
well,
no matter
well
what.
I tried to, what I mean? I really did try to. Like, I wanted it to be like that because I remember, like, I tell this story all the time, but like, I remember going to Stratford. You never went to Stratford, but I remember
No.
going to Stratford and like not feeling welcome, but again, like feeling like I could be welcome if I was a good skater. So I worked on being a good skater so I can fit in with the crowd, and make friends and things like that. And eventually I did. Stompy and you know, uh,
Yes.
all of them, right?
Yeah.
I guess Stompy. I guess I don't know if Stompy was there, but like Chibs and like
Yes.
a
Yes.
lot of them older skate like Laquan and people like that, right?
Oh yeah, definitely one.
And Tiny and all those names, right? If you was
Yeah.
in Stratford, you know who you are. Um, but yeah, bro, like it was this beautiful like accident kind of thing where I was just what I mean, like I didn't want it to be. I wasn't trying to make an event. I wasn't trying to make something like that. I just tried to be the nicest person I could, and it's something that will stay in my heart for many years to come. Um,
And it brought an authentic and genuine feel to it.
mhm.
And that was the main trait of skatings. It was
Yeah,
just it had this authentic and genuine feel that
yeah,
you don't need to try hard, just do what you can do within the best of your ability.
yeah,
And obviously you can always push yourself to be better,
yeah,
but you'd always be respectful for who you are.
yeah. And that's
So that
again
was
like
the
those are all the principles that I've learned from going to the NC events, going to Fixate, being around some of like my generation of skaters, and then you fast forward like a few years, or not even a few years, like a few months, and you see like Watch My Wheels and Wavy on Eight like literally like changing how the scene works. You know what I mean? Like integrating so many new ideas into skating and having these events that are too big to be contained in like
yeah, out of the box methods.
you know what I mean, like into fucking
Very
Greenwich.
good.
Like these people,
Cool.
the Watch
Greenwich
Our
was
Wheels have
cool.
managed to amass 400 to 500 people, like, and
So,
that all comes from again like Fixate, like that feeling of
mhm.
open welcomeness. Like these are all traits that we've all taken under our wing, that we've learned from our. Kai doesn't like it when I call him my OG because it makes him. I think it makes him feel like he's old, and I'm not saying that he's old. I'm not saying that he's old. He's
Yeah.
not old at all, right?
You
But
know,
he's my
yeah, yeah,
OG
man.
because he's like the guy that I've modeled a lot of my skating career and life off of, you know.
Yeah.
Um,
He taught me the basics. Him and Loretta taught me the basics.
right,
I think so.
and that's what I'm saying. Like these are things that people never forget. People never
I
forget
would
you being nice to them or you being welcoming to them, or people remember those things, and that was part of my philosophy. You know, again, I draw reference to when we would talk after gym. You know, like we would say, and I would say to you, yeah, Nana, like it was good. Like we need to be making sure that we're, you know, greeting everybody. We're making sure that we're having good conversations with people, not as a strategic thing, but like as a way
No,
just to make people feel welcome and make people
of
feel like
course.
they could come in and share our space. You know,
Yeah,
um,
exactly. Like,
so one of the things I wanted to
easy.
talk about, um,
Yes.
is the Facebook skating group. Um,
Yes.
because and this is why I want to talk about it, right? So I'll let you kind of talk. Um, it's a Facebook group that integrates skaters from all different areas, all different
Hmm.
backgrounds, um, all different like races and genders and stuff like that. Uh,
Hmm.
it's super inclusive space, and it's a
Very inclusive.
way for people to make friends virtually, find new skating partners, find new skating friends. Um, and it's been the thing that you've used to launch your street skates. I don't know how much you want to talk about that, but kind of that stuff all together. Maybe
Yeah.
kind of give people a bit of a background into like what it is. Start with the
Yeah.
name first, by
So
the way.
yeah. So there's a Facebook. So there's a Facebook group called London Roller Skaters, and it was actually made by Andrea, who I'd met, who I've mentioned a couple of times in this convo, who I met at Hyde Park. I think it was for a few days after Watch My Wheels in Montrose Park. There was a skate party. Dre sent me the info, and I went there. And I think I'm not sure if it was Kaylin or a few other people, but they mentioned that they're going to be in Hyde Park on that Wednesday. And there was like so many of us. I think it was my first time I've ever skated at the Hyde Park. And I somehow bumped into Andrew the first time, and she asked me like, is this like a planned event? Like, is there do you you guys like, is this like an invitation only? And I said to her, no, no, we just come here to skate. That's all. We just met here by chance. I mean, we know, like I was saying to her that we all know each other from skating in Wembley before COVID. That's how we all know each other, and as well as certain spaces such as Roller Nation or the early times where we had a dojo or at skatings. And she was just so in awe of how many skaters she came across. And then next thing I saw like a Facebook group, because I think we saw details, we saw contacts as well, and
Right.
I happened to see I happened to see like a group that she was linked into Facebook, called London Roller Skaters, and I'm thinking, okay, this looks cool. I mean, there's like a few 100, 200 members, and I happened to see like she made it. Thinking, wow, okay, this is something. And I happened to see like a few known faces that were in there. I saw Asharai, I saw Mick, I saw who else did I see in that group that I know of? I think at the time, earlier, oh, I think I saw Chanel as well. Um, and then I think over time it started getting bigger and bigger
Yeah.
and bigger.
Yeah.
And I think I'm not sure if it was, I think just under a year or just before a year, or even a few. I think it was even like before like 2021 or so. They had amassed 1,000 members, so it really grew quickly. And at that point, I thought to myself, you know what? Let me try and make some of these skaters welcome. So the first post I did was it was one of your skating meets, and I think it was the day where we were skating in Tottenham. The first time we skated outside Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and then we moved to the gym. I think at 10 p.m. That was the first one. That was the first one of the many. I think we did a conga line as well, a massive conga line,
Yeah.
and yeah, a massive conga line. And I think yeah, because Rihanna was definitely there too, and
Yeah.
we did candy and everything. Um, yeah, it was one of those things that I started promoting or helping support skatings with that, and many people were very interested. They were interested, so I thought to myself, you know what, this could be a very useful tool instead of WhatsApp, whereby I don't have many skaters on my phone book in comparison to social media, where
Right.
like with Facebook. So I thought to myself, okay, I can use this tool to help support Amir and Rihanna and Mara for skatings. And I thought, okay, this is helpful. So I'll do is that I'll help Amir support um, skatings by promoting where we are. Obviously, beginners are always welcome. That was the main factor. That beginners are always welcome because obviously for those who are OGs and world class athletes, they all start as beginners.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously, in
100%.
this case, we could make sure that they're in a safe space.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just tell them like brief highlights of what happened last week. Like there was a conga line. We went around the gym where Rihanna was carrying your speaker while we were playing soca.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
the candy dance, even using highlights from other people's social media accounts. Moses, I just tagged them. Just say if you want more info or check out videos, check out Moses. He had this skate page where he promotes highlights. So therefore, I always want to credit those because obviously it's not coming from me, but I'm just making sure like I'm credited to them so that you know who they are because they're producing all the content you see that will make you interested in, that will take, that will make you in awe of what you're seeing.
Mm-hmm.
So every week I use London Roller Skaters to help promote skate events that I know or skate with. So skatings, even introduce those for those who've never heard of Watch My Wheels, or those, so I think I gave them a brief introduction of who Watch My Wheels were, what they did. I always say that they're events. Also, I'm not sure if I did a Wave on 8 one as well. Even recently, I even did one for the NC as well. So I said to myself, as I'll come into my street skates, I said, okay, I won't post any highlights of my street skates, but what I'll do is that I will post the event for the NC roll-on event, because again, within the fact that majority of London roller skaters who happen to be new members or who have just gone into skating, they don't know who skatings are. They don't know who Watch My Rules are or Wave on 8 or the NC.
Mm-hmm.
So therefore, I'm just giving a brief introduction of what they do,
Boy, now they
how
do.
they throw events. Now they do. Now they do.
Right.
Everybody knows NC. Everybody knows NC. Everybody knows skatings and Watch My Wheels.
Right.
So it's just a case of
Yeah.
I've just given a brief introduction, the highlights of how well they throw events, how it's an inclusive space, how they have a great, genuine, and authentic atmosphere, and they'll just make you feel welcome, and then you're guaranteed to have a good time. So in regards to my well, I don't want to say my streetscape, but our streetscape, it sort of started off in lockdown. So
Mm-hmm.
it was in November.
So hold on,
Lockdown two.
just to frame
Sorry.
this. So the street skate that you're talking about is a street skate that you do, that you host in.
Yes, in a way, yes.
That's
Fridays.
generally based in central London most of the time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have a specific day, a specific time that you do,
Yeah.
and it's a it's a pretty hardcore street skate. Like it's not really beginner friendly.
It's not. No, it's not beginner friendly.
Which I
It's not
love,
beginner.
right? Because I was saying that there's a lot of stuff that's beginner friendly now,
Mm.
but I mean, like not everything has to be beginner friendly, and I love that.
No.
Yeah, and I love how you're so meticulous with your route. Like you look up your routes, and you know exactly where you're going. There's never you're never lost or anything like that. Like it's great. You do so, and I've been on. How many have I been on? One.
Yeah.
Have I been on one?
One.
Yeah.
Actually, two. But the second one you came to was the better one. It was
Right.
more
Yeah. Yeah. The first one
revamped.
was when you kind of started, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, bruv. I really appreciate what you're doing. And anyone who would like I mean, I know you don't like to really promote it, but anyone who would like to inquire about it should join London roller skaters.
Or if you know me, just give me a shout. I mean,
Yeah,
just speak to
or
me.
just have a chat with Nana. But if you'd like to
Yeah.
join and you're looking for like a group of hardcore skaters, hardcore street skaters who skate fast. There's no hand holding. There's none of that. Who skate What's how
Actually, I wouldn't say we skate fast. I mean, we skate moderately fast, but
but even
ideally we're
still, right?
cruising.
It's not for beginners, right? It's
No, it's
for
not.
people who've
Yeah.
been doing it for a long time.
Yes, experienced ones.
Yeah, and if you're interested in like doing that and things like that, like that you can join the London Roller Skaters Facebook group and reach out to Nana, or you can reach out to Nana on a personal thing. But beware, it's not for beginners. It's not made for beginners. It's for people who want to do skating, and they go on long routes. What is it like? Your routes are what, like 10, 12 miles?
We, I mean, on average, some of our routes we go from either 10 to 15. Even last Friday, we did a route. Well, I call it Kings and Queens. So we do so Kings and Queens is basically King's Cross, Goa Street, in Euston Square, Spitalfields Market. We even featured Barbican, and we went to and then finished at Queen Elizabeth Olympic Park in Stratford,
Yeah,
hence the Queen Park. So Kings and Queens.
nice.
So that one was 19. That was 19 miles.
Yeah, right. So
That
like I
was
said,
19.
right, it's not for the faint of heart. It's not for like you want to get your social media going. It's not for that. It's for hardcore skaters. Yeah,
Is and also even though it's for hardcore skaters, I just want to point out that it's actually not for everyone. Even if you're a hardcore skater, it's not for everyone. I say this because we are a very spontaneous bunch.
yeah,
We like to skate anywhere and everywhere, and we like to end it anywhere too. So it's more the fact that like some people tend to do the let's say Stratford to Hyde Park,
hmm,
and that's it.
yeah,
They just want to end it there. But there's so much to explore London.
hmm,
There's so many
yeah,
places
yeah,
where people haven't been to or skate to, or people would have thought that this area is skate worthy. That
yeah,
you just got to give it a try.
yeah,
And
100%.
like I for one wouldn't say that. Okay, I skate to Stratford and Hyde Park and end it there. I'm thinking there's so much more around. It's like I want to go to this place. I want to go to that place. And
Yeah,
upon that, how it all started was that it was lockdown too, and I was with Mick. And actually, no, I was with Mick. I met with Mick and Hannes, and I then met Simon for the first time as well. And ideally, I wanted to skate in Hyde Park because that day when Hyde Park was sunny, it was very sunny in November, and obviously the government was like, okay, exercise once a day or so, or keep yourself to yourself. And obviously, whenever they see sun in the UK, everyone's always out. So I said, I'm thinking, okay, the sun's out, everyone's out in Hyde Park. It's gonna be packed. So I think Mick and Simon mentioned that they're going to go on a street skate. So I'm thinking, okay, this sounds fun. I mean, let's go for it. I mean, and I said to myself, the streets are quiet as well, so it would be nice to see or a nice experience what central London is
hmm,
when it's quiet. So I remember we went through Knightsbridge, Battersea, Tower Bridge, Chelsea Barracks for the first time, parts of Kensington. I think I even went to London Bridge for the first time, and believe it or not, London Bridge Walk was the first time I met Frankie, and like I was in awe of how he skated. I'm thinking to myself, wow, where is this guy? He's so sick on skates. And then I'm making introduce me to him, and like um, we were just like talking and everything. He was just doing his thing on skates. I thought to myself, he's an OG, like a hidden OG. And I found out, I think Nick showed me a video that at that time, he'd only been skating for 2 months.
hmm,
I'm thinking, no way.
yeah.
A
Frankie's a
guy
beast.
that phenomenal, there's no way he can be skating for 2 months.
Yeah,
He is
Frankie's a beast.
that
Frankie's a
good.
beast.
I was like,
Yeah,
no way. I'm thinking to myself, wow, I mean, alongside Johnny as well, like
yeah,
this is one of the skaters I need to skate with that will push me.
right.
Like obviously, obviously you know how Johnny and I skate. We always go in. So if I'm around Frankie as well, I'm gonna go even harder. I'm like these are the kind of people I always go hard with. Like even at Fixate with Ashaya, Terry, and Carl, as those are the three that
Yeah,
I tell others that the way you see me skate, uh, I use those traits from the three skaters that I skate with at Fixate. So Aisharaya's crafting, um, Terry's tenacity, Terry's expressiveness whilst he's moving in the rink, and Carl's expressiveness whilst he's jamming in the rink. So I combine all those three, and then just use it as my way of skating to my heart's content as to what you see today.
Yeah.
So I always credit those three as to the people who bring up my skate style.
Mm-hmm.
So upon that, yeah, like Frank had only been skating for 2 months. I was in awe for the fact that he's been skating for 2 months. I'm like, wow, that's amazing. And then Mick and I think it was just Mick and I, because we saw Simon and Hannes off as they were skating to Lancaster Gate. So Mick and I were carrying on skating. We went through Leicester Square, Trafalgar, Leicester, even Waterloo, and then Bond Street. It was just in awe, and it was just so amazing to see like London in such, like, it was quiet. The streets were quiet in central London. Like, you never thought you'd see something like that in central, especially in this time, especially in this day and age. And I was like, wow, this is so good. And like, I got, like, at that point, that's how I really got addicted to street skating. So I was saying to Mick that, like, I'm down for it next weekend. And then I think one lockdown day, I think it was the second week. I think it was the second week of lockdown. I then posted highlights on London roller skaters, and it got like a positive reception. I'm thinking, wow. I mean, all I was saying to myself, like, yes, like, you've got to give this a go. Like, you must skate in central London during lockdown while streets are quiet, because this kind of thing will never happen again. It will never happen again. And well, I hope it doesn't. I hope it doesn't happen again.
Yeah, hopefully.
On that sense,
right.
But it was great. It was so good. So upon that, the next weekend, I think I got a message from Andrea saying that she wanted to join on the street skate, like she wanted to check it out. And I think I invited Johnny, Loretta, Chanel came, Erica, Simon, Mick as well. I think who else was there? Tom, Trish, and Chris as well. They came along, and it was a lovely night.
Mm-hmm.
And we posted highlights as well from, I think, one footage that Tom took as well. We posted highlights, and again, it got a nice warm reception.
Yeah.
And people in the comment section said, "Oh, like, I would love to join in. I'd love to join in." And I said to myself, I said, okay, I mean, it's inclusive, but as much as I'd like you to join in, like, what you have to remember, it's a street skate. So you must, and I repeat, you must learn the basics, especially stopping, because anything can happen in the street skate, anything. So I was just saying to those in the group chat, in the group, saying that, okay, it's imperative to know that you know how to skate, know how to stop as well, or going down hills or this and that, having to dodge pedestrians and cars and be comfortable skating on roads. Just those simple factors. And like, obviously, I sort of, if it was the person I knew of or personally know that's good at skating or master the basics, then yes, they can come along with me because I have no worries. But if it's for someone that I don't really know and they aren't aware of what comes in the street skate, then yes, it's a must that you master the basics, because we are not responsible for you not master the basics because you had all this time to do so. Even though there's no rush, but ideally it's a no-brainer. You must learn to master the basics because anything can happen in the street skate, anything. So December we did a street skate again. We did a very, very good one on Christmas Eve. Then I think December we did one again, but I said to myself, you know what, with the cases of COVID rising, I thought, let me take a break. I don't want to be like center of attention in terms of, like, you know, people being out and doing this stuff. I thought, you know what, let me just take a break and just adjust, because obviously people were asking to join, but at the same time, I didn't know what the skill level was. And mind you, there were some people I already knew, but I didn't know how good they were. And there were some people who I've not met, and I don't know what the skill level is. So therefore, I don't want to be in in this predicament whereby you hurt yourselves by not mastering the basics or not coming across, or what not knowing to expect, because obviously this is London. Like, there are hills, there are cars, there's slopes, there's anything.
Mm-hmm.
And so fast forward to February, I sort of revamped it, and it was the fact that I think I met Andy and Anthony for the first time. I think it was in a chat, and they asked. Obviously, I was just skating just around everywhere. I wanted to skate around I wanted to skate to Emirates and then skate back to Central London. And then next minute I got to what was it? Next minute, yes, I got invited to a group chat, and I was like, okay, I'm in a group chat with Andy and Anthony, and we sort of got into the habit of street skating, and I thought, okay, we can do something, and so next minute, I think I already invited a few people that already skate with me, and then at one point I didn't want to post any highlights because I think it was when COVID was still high.
Right.
If we posted anything on social media, there'll be backlash saying that, oh, why are you skating? You should be at home, social distancing and everything, all this. And I'm thinking, to myself, like, let me not do anything. So, and then I think it was, I think Andy started posting highlights on Relive, and there was, there was like a good couple of highlights, and people were asking to join. And then next minute, I think it was fast forward. I think it was in March or so. I then what I do? I then started posting highlights, and then I made it a more revamped thing whereby I introduced the difficulty levels. So I would say I made it in big bold writing saying that the levels of our street skates are intermediate and advanced. Like, there is no beginners are allowed to come with us, as the routes aren't beginner friendly. If you want to join, please, if you want to join, then message me or message Andy. And then over time, we've been getting messages of people wanting to join us. So we just, like, the group has gotten bigger and bigger and bigger, and I didn't really expect it to be like that. It was just something of just a spontaneous thing. We just happened to just skate to our heart's content, and we just have a wonderful group dynamic, and everyone enjoys everyone just enjoys each other's company, and we just just like to pick out key routes. For example, just go to Barbican or Kensington or Mayfair or Trafalgar Square or King's Cross, and then we just end it anywhere. And that's the true aspect of what that's what resonates with our street skates. That's what makes it so different. And we just cruising, and we just we just have fun.
Yeah.
And I think we also did a big, I think, and also I've been hearing like people been messaging me saying that, oh, I heard you did a street skate. I was like, yeah. I was like, yeah, I'd love to join you guys one time. Thinking, sure, why not? And then I think it was one time we were meeting up, and then someone asked me, "Was like, oh, is this a street skate you guys going?" Thinking, yeah, how did you find out about us? I was like, I mean, like, people have been posting stuff on Instagram. I'm thinking, wow, I'm in awe. I mean, I didn't expect it to be like heard through word of mouth, and it was just, I was just in awe, but at the same time, just happy that it was just something that's been happening for these past few months.
That's wicked,
And,
bro. Yeah, that's wicked.
What it was is that I think over time I said to people, even you wanted to promote it. I said, and Rihanna as well. I said, like, as much as I'd like you guys to promote it, I said to myself, it's our skate on for everyone. And like because we like to go anywhere and we like to just explore London to our heart's content, and that might not be for everyone's taste.
I agree.
And it's just the fact that we don't want like certain egos just to sort of ruin their experience and everything, and we
Mm-hmm.
don't want that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
it's more of a low key thing.
Yeah.
But I said to people that like I'm happy for you to post highlights afterwards
Mm-hmm.
if you want,
Yeah.
and then they can contact me. But ideally, in terms of promoting it, it's just it's just not really me.
Yeah.
It's
I
just not really me.
I really appreciate that, bro. I mean, just like the themes that you said, talking about love and just kind of loving each other's company. I think that's really what the scene is about. Other than skating, like it's all about kind of enjoying yourself. It's all about finding a group of like-minded people, and I think a lot of it is, finding fringe, like the people on the fringe who can come into a community and make
Mm.
friends, and um, find people that they want to skate with, and like spend their time with. Bro, I really really appreciate your time. I don't want to hold you up for too long.
That's cool.
Really 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 appreciate your time. If you got anything to like, I don't know, where can people find you? Is it just London Roller Skaters Facebook group?
Um, yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
I mean, if you see me about skating, I
Yeah.
mean, I can always say hello. I can always say
100%. But I
hello
mean,
to you.
like, if someone was looking to like reach out and ask you about like, where you're skating at or what you're doing, is it mostly London roller skaters that you're in?
Yeah, mostly on the
Okay,
road skaters.
cool. So
Yes.
I'm gonna put I'm gonna put the links below and stuff like that. So if you want to go and
Yeah.
find Nana, you can go and check him out. He's not a hard guy to find. He's at everyone's events and that stuff anyway. So um, Nana, I appreciate your time, bro.
All
And
right.
yeah, I think we're done. That was really fun.
It is.
Right, I'm gonna cut it off. Do you have any last thing to say, Nana?
Um, honestly, I don't have much to say, but
Yeah.
I mean, it's all I want to say. Like, this has been great. This podcast thing has been great, and I was happy to like share my thoughts and
Yeah.
experience on how I've been doing for the past 4 years
Wicked.
in skating, and
Yeah.
I'm happy to be like play a key role to many people's events and trying to support them the best way that I can. So yeah, that's what I can say.
Nana, on behalf of the skating community, we all appreciate you. Um,